The worst Christmas present I ever got was the year... I really wanted a game called Battling Tops, where you fired these sort of spinning sort of gyroscopes into the middle of a thing and they battled and it was fantastic. It was plastic, it was brilliant. And I don't think my parents could afford it. And I was aware that my dad was sort of in the shed for weeks before Christmas. And I'm still thinking, I'm going to get Battling Tops. It's not much. They'll get me Battling Tops. On Christmas Day, I opened this thing which obviously wasn't. It was the wrong shape. And what my dad had been making for about 3 months was a shove halfpenny board, which is the most boring pub game, where you have to push halfpennies so they get between lines on a piece of wood.
So how old are you? This is like a story from Dickens.
What work is involved in making a shelf halfpenny board? You buy a flat piece of wood and you draw some lines on it.
Yeah, and you have to drill the hole to put the halfpennies in so you can keep it as a sort of a kit.
And Hugh, what was your response when your dad gave that to you?
I think I couldn't help myself but go, oh... or something. I felt really guilty about it ever since. And I kept that sharp halfpenny board for far longer than I would ever have kept Battling Tops. But I think I've probably still got it in the loft somewhere.
God, I could cry now.
Just the image of Hugh looking exactly the same, but in shorts, just playing with a wooden hoop. 2 weeks ago...
My grandmother's hearing started to go towards the end of her life, and we have a thing in Australia called Carols by Candlelight, which is on Christmas Eve. It's broadcast. Everyone sits out in a park, holding candles, singing Christmas carols in bushfire season. And we were watching it one year, and the announcer said, coming up next is that classic Christmas carol, Deck the Halls. And my grandmother just kicked off. She went, I've never heard of that. I went, what? You sing it every year? She went, no, I don't. I went, Nan, we sing this every year. She went, I've never sung that in my life. I went, Nan, it's a Christmas carol. And she snapped and went, I have never sung Dick the Horse. We lost our shit for like 10 minutes, at which point my Uncle Chris just stood up and went, Dick the Horse eats lots of lollies, la 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 la. We sang that every Christmas for the next 15 years. To the point where when my grandmother passed away, and my grandfather had to go to the cemetery, and there was a little plaque for her, and he said, well, you know, we'll have this font, and this is the message we'd like, and this is everything we'd like written on it. And as he walked off, the woman went, oh, you can have an image engraved on the plaque. You can have a flower or a bird. And she opened up a book and went, you can have a horse. And he went, we're having a horse! I did it. I said something that no one took the piss out of.
Oh, genuinely nice. The next topic is things you don't want to hear at Christmas.
I thought we'd have a vegetarian dinner!
It's exactly what I wanted. Princess Diana Scalextrics.
Ding dong merrily on high.
Now, you know that I told you that Dad died in his canoe?
I'm sorry, there was no chimney, so I came through the central heating system. I think I've buggered your boiler.
She's not my granny, and she's not your granny. Whose granny is she?
This year, I have decided to give my Christmas broadcast completely naked.
Mummy, look what we found in these stockings. Daddy.
Did you know that if we took all the money we spent on presents every year and gave it to the homeless, they'd probably spend it on booze?
Oh, yes, this year we're pushing the boat out. We're having a duck, in a goose, in a turkey, in a dog, in a horse, in an old lady.
We've got a problem. Mum doesn't know whether Slutty Vixens 3 is a play, a TV show, or a film.
You know, there are so many unwanted dogs about at Christmas. This year we thought, Why bother with the turkey?
Bad news for children. Father Christmas has gone into administration.
Who wants stuffing? Granny?